You saw earlier that Inventor allows you to quickly and intuitively add many of the constraints using the Assemble command. There's another shortcut for quickly adding constraints called the Alt-Drag method. To quickly constrain two parts, simply press and hold the Alt key on the keyboard, and then click the entity you want to constrain. Now, with your mouse button still pressed, simply drag your cursor. An icon appears next to my pointer telling me that I'm going to add a constraint. This cursor feedback works the same as when automatically adding sketch constraints. Depending on what I select and what I drag to, the constraint type will change accordingly. For example, when I select the bolt near its bottom face, Inventor will try and create a mate constraint. I can also create a tangent constraint when selecting on the cylindrical face, or an insert constraint when I click near the cylindrical edge. Once the cursor feedback displays the correct constraint type, I'll drag it over to the other edge. And when the preview looks correct, I'll release the mouse button and the constraint is added. Note that once you initiate the Alt drag and you see your cursor feedback, you do not have to continue holding down the Alt key. This allows you to have further control over your constraint, like changing the alignment. To flip the alignment, release the Alt key and press the space bar. It's also possible to change the constraint type after you start the process. Again, release the Alt key, and you can then enter a shortcut. Be aware that sometimes you have to hit the Alt key again before typing in the shortcut, because normally the Alt key is used to enable quick access to the menu and ribbon commands. This functionality is enabled if you see the keyboard shortcuts pop up over the menus. To change the constraint, press the first letter of the type, like A for angle or I for insert. The complete list of shortcuts can be found in the Inventor help file. I recommend spending some time using this method to constrain different types of entities together, so that you become familiar with the types of constraints that can be quickly created. It's really up to you as a designer to decide which method is best for you. Some people like having all the options available using the constrain command, while others prefer having the convenience of the pop-up toolbar with the Assemble tool. And finally, some like the simplicity and speed of the Alt-Drag method.